Greetings from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. And today, if you don't mind, I'd like to continue on with my favorites from the Criterion collection during this year of 2021. And now that brings me to favorite cover art designs. So as we know, the Criterion collection, as well as other physical media labels, as well as poster art designers, etc., engage with this concept or notion of a type of design artwork, some kind of cover art design that is meant to be representative or emblematic of the work itself. It's often referred to in the physical media discussion parlance as cover art and cover art designs, or the front cover designs, etc. And this becomes one of the many fascinating aspects of Criterion collection, physical media, as well as physical media writ large, as we know. And it's part of the fun, I think, of the conversation. And as a result, we have a number of releases that have engaged with many very talented artists who have each in their own respective ways contributed to a further, say, understanding and a further type of engagement between the film and the general public or the consuming population. And so I am very fascinated always with the discussion about cover art designs. And this year with the 2021 Criterion releases, we had a number of releases, of course we did, and each had its own very special cover design. And so what I'd like to do right now is to mention my 5 favorite cover design artworks from this year, from this batch or collection of 2021 releases. Now, as I say, there are many titles, too many to mention here, and so it was very difficult for me to limit myself to 5, and maybe on a given day I might have a different list altogether. But for now, as of today, which is the 31st of December where I am, here are my top 5 favorite cover art designs from the Criterion collection during this year of 2021. Number 5. Now, this is a title which has been designated by Criterion at spine number 1099. And this is the film, which is right here. High Sierra. And if you look at that terrific artwork design, this wonderful drawing depiction of these two main characters, played of course by Ida Lupino and Humphrey Bogart, in this wonderful use of font and the evoking a very special scene or suggestion of scenes, etc., that are very significant to the plot. It has that look of really well-defined and detailed poster art, as well as suggesting the period, the classical Hollywood period that this film is obviously a part of, as well as giving a suggestion in this use of the monochromatic aspect, giving the suggestion of a type of thriller or film noir aspect. This is absolutely splendid artwork for a splendid release from Criterion this year. The art is credited to art directors Sarah Habibi, Eric Skillman, illustration Jennifer Dionisio, and so and designer Eric Skillman. So wonderful job. Incidentally, the leaflet here is a continuation of such artwork design and font design and color scheme, etc. It has this bold freshness. It also is a type of inventiveness as well, and of course suggesting very strongly the film itself. So the artwork for High Sierra. Number 4 in my favorite cover art designs from the Criterion collection during this year of 2021, during the releases here. This is a title whose spine number is 1105, and it is right here, this one. Menace to Society. I love this approach. It has a bold, dynamic style that is based on, I think, fundamental aspects of design work that are very inventively put together, as well as the interactive nature of the digipack packaging, which I mentioned in a separate video. I love the boldness of it. I love the focus on these two characters within the framing or the spacing of the Roman numerals 2, which is, of course, a part of the title. And there's a sense of togetherness. There's also a sense of division, because they're embodied within their own separate Roman numeral. And so there is, and maybe in an interesting way, within the cover art design, it's suggesting a connectivity between the two, or a connection between the two, but also a separation between the two. And if that's the case, that is a really clever, that's very clever indeed, because that is very key to, or one of the key aspects of their relationship, I would say, which is one of the most important relationships in the film, and it is a very complex one indeed. And so this is all in all thoroughly a brilliant cover art design. And as I mentioned elsewhere too, this moment here, I understand, is a very significant moment. A very important question, a critical question, is being asked of one of the main characters. And so this is pivotal, absolutely pivotal. So this is Menace to Society. I should say too, the artwork here is credited to art director Sarah Habibi, designer Sister Hyde. So our dear friend Sister Hyde has brought wonderful artwork again. Sister Hyde's artwork can be seen in the Criterion collection and elsewhere outside of the Criterion collection in many spheres and many physical media releases. Here's yet another great example. So I love this so much. So well done, well done. This is my number 4 favorite artwork, or cover art design, Menace to Society. Number 3 in my favorite cover art designs from Criterion Collection's 2021 releases, and this is for the film whose spine number is 1092, and it is right here. This is the work Throwdown, and wow, look at this cover art design. Look at the use of the font. Look at the use of the color scheme, the color palette, the intricacies of the close-up of this particular character, the main character, one of the main characters. You look at the way in which the character is configured on the side, as it were, and plus some more interesting details in the background. There's a sense of maybe a type of showdown aspect to it. There's a sense of also maybe a psychological aspect to it in terms of the portrait of the interiors of these various characters, and how their psychological portraits are perhaps part of why it is they are where they are when we meet them as the film commences. And so it is all, I think, captured here so evocatively, so poetically, so beautifully, filled with rich detail. And it's a great testament to this wonderful film and wonderful release from Criterion. I love this so much, and the font, this use of this handwritten style, script style, with the yellow color to that, which is a nice contrast to the pink and sort of magenta type of hues that we see in the background, and the like, and the use of the sun silhouette, as it were, as far as the details in the face and the hands and everything in between. Well done. I love this very much. I should also point out that, incidentally, the great artwork is continued on in this fold-out poster leaflet, which is the insert of the particular release here by Criterion. And it says here, art is credited to art directors Eric Skillman, Sarah Habibi, illustrator Jeremy Inicio. And so this is truly wonderful. I'm so enamored by this particular release, and it has a great impact for a film that too has, of course, such a wonderful impact and longevity to it. This is the release for Throwdown. Number 2 in my favorite cover art designs from this year, from the Criterion Collection 2021 releases. And this is for a title whose spine number is 1078. And it is this one. Wow. Nightmare Alley. Nightmare Alley. Look at this design. It has the perfect essence of confusion, the idea of suggesting the type of carnival atmosphere that is, of course, very much key to the plot. We have the upside down image, which is also very much similar to or linked with a type of other element of this release, which is right here. I've taken the liberty of removing these from the release, which are the tarot cards, which is a lovely detail. I didn't mention this in my packaging favorite design elements of packaging in a separate video, but if I had the opportunity, I would have mentioned this as well. This is so clever, and I'm glad it's included as part of the paraphernalia of this particular Criterion release. But once again, this design is fantastic. It has the sense of the carnival poster art, as well as the suggestion of a type of timeliness to it, as well as the use of color, as well as suggesting a sense of confusion and danger, and the world turned topsy-turvy, which is indeed what we have with respect to this work in many, many senses of that term. So, oh, this is such a wonderful cover. I love this so much. The font is great. The use of the colors is wonderful. In particular, the reds and the yellows, or the dark yellows, etc., combined to suggest maybe some kind of sunrise or sunset, or maybe a kind of tragic or fateful dawn, as it were, or sunset, etc. So there's so many things going on here at once with this wonderful, wonderful suggestion of the film as embodied in this beautiful cover art design. Here, the art is credited to art director Sarah Habibi, Eric Skillman, illustration Ricardo Diseño, and designer Eric Skillman. So well done for this. I am so impressed with this. I was when I first saw it, and I continue to be. This is the artwork for Nightmare Alley. And this brings me to my #1 favorite cover art design from the Criterion Collection's 2021 releases. And when I saw this, upon first hearing about it through one of the announcements by Criterion about this year's releases, when I saw this, I was very struck by it. It was something that I had not seen, or I wasn't necessarily thinking of. But it was perfect when I saw it, or I felt it was perfect. And then when the article arrived in the mail and I looked at it closely, I was totally sold. I was sold before, but I was sold even more, as the case may be. And I'm looking at it even now, and I'm struck by it so profoundly, because it says something, I think, very mysterious and very, very much deeply linked with this fascinating film. And the film is released by Criterion under spine number 107. And the work I am referring to is this: Mona Lisa. This artwork is, it is out of this world. It is really out of this world. I'm so struck by it. I love the details. Going to the font use for a moment here, I love the use of the font. It's very, very much evocative of the titles, and I love the slanted O as well. I love that detail, which is, of course, carried through when you see the spine and also the back as well. But focusing in on this wonderful cover art design, and of course, we have this beautiful illustrated rendition of these two characters. This is the heart and soul of the film, which is this relationship, and it's embodied here with such vivid detail, and also a richness, and also a sense of the maybe the dark, shadowy world of the nighttime streets of the city that we are speaking of here. And then there's also the sense of the warmth and intimacy of these two characters. And then when we look closer, we can see that there are details that feel like they're close to reality, but then there are also details that are very much impressionistic, and perhaps they feel in a very purposeful way away from or against the grain of reality. And so this clash between feeling with the grain of reality versus feeling against the grain of reality, I think, and in the context of this particular depiction of these two characters, which is the core relationship of the film, one realized, wow, this depiction is very much about this core relationship. It's using the format of the illustration art form to perhaps suggest to us in a very subtle and a nuanced way. And perhaps what we're dealing with here is a relationship that might be with the grain of reality or maybe against the grain of reality. And wow, wow, and just the artwork doesn't end there. I just want to shout out this beautiful design of these depictions and these characters that we see in the leaflet or in the fold out here. So I love this so much. This is one of my favorite artworks from a Criterion Collection release, and is certainly my favorite artwork design, cover artwork design from this year, 2021. It was a really strong year, as it always is with this one. Catching my eye just so immediately and so thoroughly that even now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this is amazing. So I should point out here, art is credited to art director Sarah Habibi, Eric Skillman, illustrations Alice X. Jung, and designer Eric Skillman. So well done. I am thoroughly impressed. This is beautiful stuff. Really beautiful stuff with respect to this work, Mona Lisa. Okay, my friends, so that's it for now. So maybe my list is not the same as your list. And if that's the case, please let me know what cover art designs really struck you in particular, caught your eyes. What cover art designs did you like especially during the course of this year of 2021? I would very much love to hear what it is you have to say in the comments section below. Okay, my friends, so thank you very much. We will continue on with these videos of favorites of the year, etc. So I look forward to seeing you at the next one. But until then, my friends, please be happy and healthy and well. Once again, let me repeat that. Please be happy and healthy and well. And please keep on watching a lot of great movies. I'll see you very soon, I hope. Until then, thank you and cheers.